Hi, Miss Elms here again. We're here to do day 5 of fractions. We're going to be comparing fractions. So if you go to my school, please grab your computer and let's get started. And if not, please get out a piece of paper and a pencil and follow along. Fractions day 5, comparing fractions. So we're going to be using Google Slides today. So if you go to my school, you're going to have an assignment that's called Fractions Day 5. And if not, you can follow along with a piece of paper and a pencil. Math Task Part 1. Miss Elms and Miss Fouts each have their own pizza. Miss Elms ate 4/6 of her pizza and Miss Fouts ate 3/6 of her pizza. Who ate more? I ate 4 pieces of pizza, or 4/6 of my pizza. Miss Fouts ate 3/6, or 3 pieces. That's why there's 3 shaded in. So I want you to try and talk and think about who ate more. You could say, I think Miss Elms, or I think Miss Fouts ate more because, and you need to explain your thinking. So I think Miss Elms ate more because there are 4 parts colored in, and those represent the pieces that I ate. Miss Fouts only ate 3, and her pizza only has 3 parts colored in. What fraction does Miss Elms have left over? And we talked about the word unshaded. That's the fraction that is not colored in. In this case, the white part is the part that is left over, or that is unshaded or not colored green. Miss Elms has 2/6 of her pizza that is not eaten, that was not eaten, that's left over. Miss Fouts has 3/6 of her pizza left over, or 3 pieces that she did not eat. So who has more left over, or who has more white pieces? I think Miss Fouts has more left over because she has 3 out of 6 pieces left over, and Miss Elms only has 2/6, or 2 out of 6 pieces left over. So I'm going to teach you a new word today. Our word is called compare. And in this case, it's to see how 2 or more fractions are the same or different. On this slide, we're comparing 2/4 and 3/4. So by looking at the pictures, I notice that both fractions have 4 equal parts in total. So they have the same whole. Something that's different is 2/4 only has 2 parts shaded in, whereas 3/4 has 3 parts shaded in. So the important thing about comparing fraction models is both models need to be the same. When we're comparing 2 rectangles, we need to make sure they're both rectangles. If we're comparing 2 circles, they need to be 2 circles. If they're 2 long rectangular bars, they need to be rectangular bars. But our fraction models need to be the same. So when we compare fractions, we're trying to figure out which fraction is larger or smaller. We use the words and symbols of greater than, less than, or equal to. So if we're going to talk about this one right here, 2/5 is less than 4/5 because there's less blue colored in or shaded in. So let's compare these fractions. So what I want you to do is I want you to turn and talk, or talk to yourself and think, what do you notice about these pictures? What do you notice about these fractions? Now I want you to think, what do you notice about the fractions that I put here? So the actual numbers. What do you notice? Alright, so what I notice, the denominators are the same. And this means that both wholes, so both circles, have the same number of parts. They both have 6. And they both are the same sized parts. That means all the parts are the same size. And so because they're the same size parts like we talked about before, we can compare. So I can say that 4/6 is greater than 2/6 because there's more of the parts shaded in. There are 4 parts colored in, whereas 2/6 only has 2 parts shaded in. So we're going to practice comparing. So we have 3/8 and 5/8. There are 8 parts in the whole, and they each have different parts colored in. 3/8 has 3 parts colored in, and 5/8 has 5 parts colored in. So I want you to think for a second. I think that 3/8 So the first fraction, do you think it's greater than, less than, or equal to 5/8? And I want you to explain why. I think that 3/8 is less than 5/8 because it has less parts shaded in the whole. There's only 3 parts colored in, and 5/8 has 5 parts colored in. We have 6/9 and 5/9. So I want you to think, I think that 6/9, do you think it's greater than, less than, or equal to 5/9? And I want you to say because, which is why you think that. So I think that 6/9 is greater than 5/9 because it has 1 more part colored in, which is 1 more ninth that it has colored in. The important thing I want you to remember about comparing fraction models is both models need to be the same size. So they need to be the same whole. All right, here are some websites to continue your math learning. If you go to my school, you can do iReady Math, you can do Extra Math. If you need some extra practice, you can do Khan Academy, ABC Yeah, or Prodigy. All right, stay tuned for Fractions Day 6 next time. All right, I hope you liked that video today. See you next time.